Are you a good husband that's trying to make differences and improve things in your marriage? But really, are you focused on too much on being a good husband? We should be focused on being the right husband for your marriage. In this video, we're going to talk about some tips and strategies that will help you balance things out, carry the things in your marriage that you're supposed to without sacrificing your health. So my name is Keanon Slade, and I have successfully fired. That is, I have achieved financial independence and retired early, and I'm here in Costa Rica. If you're in that phase of your journey where you're like, can I live life outside the United States? You're in luck, because I'm a life coach and I help good guys find a great life outside the US. So let's get into today's topic. Being a husband, there are complications. And as you know, that if you've watched any of my videos, that I'm currently separated. But honestly, I have been married for 18, 19 plus years. Wow, 20 years. But there's 3 of those that I've been separated, so the clock is different in my thing. But there was a lot of good things that I was actually learning. I want you guys to learn some of the things that I learned before and during, where I'm at now. So I'm gonna take you on this journey with me just to actually put you in perspective. For those of you who are actually in my particular place, who are separated, this is actually gonna be good for you because you're going to actually be like, these are things that maybe I don't want to repeat again. I'm going to learn lessons and I'm going to use that growth mindset that Keanon always talks about, and to be able to take on new challenges. And if you're in the beginning phase of your separation, I'm sorry for your pain, but I do understand it. First thing, and this was something that I learned the hard way, there was a problem, and I'm going to really, I'm not going to be like, oh, bashing this and bashing that. And that's not what I'm doing. What I'm going to say is, if I'm just looking at myself, the one thing that I struggled with during my marriage was trying to be the perfect husband. Honestly, trying to be the perfect son, trying to be the perfect dad, trying to be the perfect guy at work. That means I'm going to take all the tasks on, I'm going to do all the things, I'm going to make it work. If there's something lacking at my house, then I'm going to take it over. I'll be the man, and Superman cape and everything on. This actually backfired in my particular case, because if you're with a partner that just says, here, okay, you do it, then it backfires him, because you end up over the years just taking on all this weight. That honestly does not go well for your health. Trust me, you find no peace. And if you've done that too much at work, so now you got no peace at work, you got no peace at home. And these things start to play an important factor that deteriorate your health if you're not recognizing this early. This was one of the things that I realized, especially after going to counseling. I knew it before that, but counseling, and I went to several counselors to get help, but it's, here is some stuff that actually could be improved in your life. And these are the lessons learned. If this topic is actually something that you are focused on and this is speaking to you right where you're at, I want you to realize that I'm putting all these things together. And so I want you to watch to the end of the video so that you can see how this actually comes together, so that you can be the right husband instead of trying to be the good husband, or the perfect one, really, which that equates to. So the next point is about communicating well with your spouse. I see this now. Honestly, I was on the opposite side. I was the communicator, my wife wasn't. It was like, I would say exactly what I want, what I meant. I didn't play about it. There were some emotional things going on, I'm still talking about it. And so a lot of men don't do that. They think that a man can't cry, that there's no emotions, just man it out, or whatever the saying is. That honestly is not good. And what I would recommend for those guys, especially if you grew up in a home like that where the man was just, there's no emotion, that's not a healthy person. I would recommend, honestly, going to a good counselor. If you're a Christian watching this video, definitely a good Christian counselor if you can get it, but really good counseling in general to actually help you to be able to get through stuff. If you spend all your life not really knowing how to process your emotions or be able to speak out things, and you're not communicating to your spouse, you just want them to read your mind, or if you're like me and this, or your wife wants you to read her mind, even though you're like, help me through this, help me through this. There is some counseling that you may need, whatever we're going through, counseling, individual counseling, and then potentially group counseling. A lot of guys, especially black guys, they're like, we don't go to counseling. Go to counseling. Don't fall for that lie. That's a bad thing to not to get help. Get help as you need it on the journey. So that may mean that you have to go to counseling more than once. If something happened, you don't know how to deal with it, go get help, deal with it, improve your marriage, learn from it, do the whatever you're supposed to do. And if 5 years later something else happens, Don't be like, well, I already did that thing. It's under the shoulder. Everything should be perfect. No, go get help. If you're actually relocating, you want to be in good mental health, I want you guys to click the link below to actually understand some of the gotchas that, happen when you move, so that you're confronting them or heading them all for, even as I'm talking about not being afraid to go to counseling or have a coach for a situation. Don't try to DIY everything in life. That is a waste of time, especially when you should have the finances, if you're listening to my other videos, to invest in yourself. These are the type of things that I mean, invest in yourself. It's not always monetary, but if you don't have a good spiritual life, but if you don't have a good mental life because you're always stressed or you're not communicating about your problem, these are going to affect your income, your money, the trip, the relocation. I want you to click on the link below so that you can be well informed and have some tools in your toolkit that will help you on your journey. Next point, there we go. Don't carry the load all by yourself. I did this extreme. Matter of fact, I would do this so much, I went to a warrior business camp. One of those things where you literally walk on fire. I walked on fire before. That used to be my thing. I just tell people at work, what's the one thing that people don't know about you? I've walked on fire. Yes, I've walked on fire. And one of the other things was, it was like if I remember right, it's like a 5-day all out, do crazy stuff to, rah, we can do it. It was a mental thing that helps you get through. I'm not sure how effective it was, but it was something I did. One of the things that we had to do was walk this mountain. Now, I'm from Ohio, flat. Everything's flat. We had to walk a mountain, and being a part of the team, it was like, all right, you get more points if you carry these gallon jugs of water, and then take this book bag and carry. How many bricks can you get to the top? I'm like, all right, I'm healthy. It was probably early 30s or whatever it was. Don't remember. Flood everything, max out the bricks. I'm carrying bricks. I'm carrying water. I'm going up a mountain. I've never went up a mountain. I'm in California heats. I'm going up this mountain with the team of people. And you always had to have, there had to be 2 of you guys. So I'm climbing up the mountain, and I'm like, I don't know if I can make it. I'm like halfway there. I didn't make it to the top. I had chosen to carry too much weight. Now, they didn't tell you how much you're supposed to carry. I could have went with nothing. I could have kept it light. I could have did somewhere in the middle, but I chose to take the max and end up carrying everything and never seeing the top of the mountain, never seeing the beautiful view that apparently that was there, because my wife went and she didn't take as much as I did, obvious, and she made it to the top and she was able to see what I couldn't see. That was something that I honestly did in my marriage. Even though I tried to give a lot of the work and the weight, I'm that person in corporate who was like climbing accidentally up to the top because I would do good work. I'm very efficient. I'm like, all right, I can do it. I can take it. Give me more weight. I'll stay up late. I'm that guy who's about my business. I'm still that person that's let's get her done. In my marriage, unfortunately, I'm trying to figure out how to nicely word this. I had married a person, not unknowingly, that it wasn't like that. It was like, oh, here. I'm like, yay. For years, it was doing that. Take on that stuff. And honestly, really, it got me. I just thought you should man through it. Not knowing better, even when I probably didn't even talk about it in counseling because I didn't think nothing of it. It wasn't until years later, and one of my number 4 or 5 counselors, where the conversation started coming up, and it was like, that's not a good place. I don't want you guys to be in that place. Realize that, just because you are the man doesn't mean that you get all the responsibilities. Honestly, this is something that you should talk about before you get married. And this is why I do recommend people who are doing pre-marriage stuff, it shouldn't just be one session. I think you're good, okay, don't really know you, check. All right, go get married, yay. No, it should be, if the sessions individual, it should be understanding what it means to be the one. See, my old church, Columbus Vineyard, had a program. I don't know, I haven't been there. I'm in Costa Rica, but they used to have a great program about being the one versus trying to find the one. It talked about just essentially that. Have these particular conversations before you get married. Know what type of person and caliber of person that you're married. Is there a character, something that's just rigid, it's not going to change, or is there a character, someone that's going to help you? Will they carry the load with you, or they're just like, princess, whatever it is. You want to be able to figure out where is the right place balance that you can actually manage this together. So the question is, have you ever felt pressure to be perfect for everyone in your life? And then how did you overcome it? Please comment below, because this is something that honestly I struggled with in the past. Honestly, with the good counselor that I just recently had not too long ago, really worked through that. That was good. I talk about that identity being in your job, your success, your failure. The other thing that you should do is be able to admit when you're wrong and take responsibility for your mistakes. Be someone that can say you're wrong. I felt like this is a big thing in marriage when you're not willing to say you're wrong. Even if you're taking on, you gotta be like, babe, I'm wrong. I know I said I was gonna do this. I can't. I am talking to a person of good caliber, not a lazy person. I'm trying to make this message for the right person. If you're the person that's taking it on more than you can, yeah, bounce it out and have that conversation with your hopefully open wife who's being as communicative as you're trying to be with her about what you're picking up and what you're taking on. This is actually the part of the sandwich that the bread, we talked about the bread, we got the meat, we got some cheese, whatever in the middle, whatever. So this is the other part of the bread. Remember that being the right husband is an ongoing process. A lot of times I talk about a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. I talked about that in your business, and the same thing can happen as being a husband. When you're fixed in a mindset, it's okay, we've always done it this way. This is the only way we're gonna go, and if I can't do it, I'm a failure. But being the right husband is being able to change and adapt, because honestly, you're not the same person that you are when you got married. Neither is your wife. She's not the same person that you married. She should be growing as well. Now, if she has a fixed mindset, then you've got other complications. One of you fix and one of you grow. There are going to be some stuff that you need counseling to talk through. You're going to realize there's going to be mistakes along the way. You're going to have to grow from it. You're going to have to put down some things. You're going to have to reprioritize some things. I often talk about what is the one thing that you can do that will make everything easier or unnecessary. It's a quote from the book, The One Thing. You're going to have to revisit that a lot in your marriage, in your walk, and in your life to figure out, how can I improve the relationship? How can I improve my household? I do stuff that no longer serves neither one of us, but we're still doing it. How can I put that down? So I want you guys to click on the link below, because it really helps you with the journey. Because if you're handling these things and you've relocated, you got your family with you, then you want to be able to have these particular conversations and realize the gotchas that you can have just relocating, trying to fire. You want these tools to go underneath your belt. If you watched all this, I want you to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you on the other side.